How's it going, everyone? Well, today I have a special treat for you. Today I would like to start off part one of my new video collection of where I show you behind the camera of some of my favorite films from my very own collection. I have pulled every movie off my shelf, and let's see what I got. Let's see, what have we got here? Well, let's start off with one of my favorite animated films, Into the Spider Verse, a great film about Miles Morales learning how to become Spider-Man from Spider People, and it is a beautiful movie, colorful, funny. It has a great message. It's a really good film, and I would recommend it to anyone, literally anyone, even Martin Scorsese, who says superhero films are theme park rides. I'd recommend this movie to him. Next movie I'd like to talk to you today is Skyfall, definitely one of my favorite Daniel Craig 007 movies. It has everything from the cars, the gizmos, the music, to James Bond just being cool. It is a really good film. Next, I have Mulholland Drive. It is about these two actresses who meet each other and are trying to attempt to solve a mystery that has befallen them. It is a good film, good direction, very weird as it is directed by David Lynch. So of course there is that necessary weirdness that he brings to the table. The next film that I'd like to talk to you is definitely my favorite Brad Pitt movie, Fight Club. And I just broke the rule of Fight Club, so don't tell anyone. This movie is mind blowing. It is very funny. It is very an interesting story about a man who and his imaginary friend who start a little bit of a fight club together, and is just crazy. And I love the acting. I love the directing by David Fincher, and you got Brad Pitt, so that's a star right there. The next movie I'd like to talk to you today is The Little Rascals. I watched this movie a lot as a kid. It's a funny movie about these group of troublemakers, these He-Man woman haters, and if you look pretty close, you'll actually find a little bit of a cameo of Donald Trump in here, so that's something. The next movie I'd like to talk to you today is this Japanese movie called Edition, and it is about a film producer who convinces his widow friend to hold a phony film edition to meet new women. But the woman he chooses to be his girlfriend um, um, is goes from polite to scary, and she is terrifying. This movie is terrifying. If you like movies like the Saw movies and The Human Centipede, this movie is right up your alley. It is violent, it is bloody, and it is beautiful. Next film I'd like to talk to you today is the Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. It's about a group of criminals who are all lodged together in a cabin during a blizzard, and it has great acting by Samuel Jackson and Kurt Russell and Jennifer Jennifer Lee Hewitt, and it is Jennifer Jason Lee, sorry, and it is a great film, great acting, and it keeps you to the edge of your seat. Next film I'd like to talk to you today is The Piano. It is a great little movie directed by one of my favorite female directors, Jane Campion, and it's all about like this love triangle, and it's about um, so much. And I love this movie. It's about I love the costumes. I love the acting. I love how the hero, the woman, uses is deaf, so she talks using sign language, and it's a really good movie, good act, and I love it. Next movie I'd like to talk to you about is Akira Kurosawa's Keiichimashu. When a warlord dies, a peasant thief is called upon to impersonate him, and then the thief starts being haunted by the warlord spirit. It's a very visually stunning film. It's very haunting. It's very nice to look at, and it's a great Japanese film for anyone who's interested in a good samurai movie. Speaking of samurai movies, here's another one. This is called Throne of Blood, and it's basically a samurai version of the story of Macbeth by William Shakespeare. And it's a really good movie full of good acting, a lot of cool fight scenes, and it's a really interesting film, and I love the spin of Macbeth in Japanese culture. The next movie is one of my favorite films of 2022, Terrifier 2. It is scary, it's funny, Art the Clown is in it, and it is just it's just a crazy sequel to the original movie that was also really good, and it definitely should be on everyone who's a little messed up's watch list. I can't wait for Terrifier 3. Mm. Next movie I'd like to talk to you today is called Great Expectations. It's an interesting story, and it's based on the book by Charles Dickens, and it's all about this little boy who has to be this playmate to this horribly bratty girl, and then when they get older, the boy falls in love with the girl, and it doesn't work out in the end. But it's a great film. I love the big sets and it's very gothic tone, and I really enjoyed this film. Next film I'd like to show you all is Enter the Void. This movie is a mind trip. It's all about this man who dies, and then he kind of sees how things are outside of his body, and it's very psychedelic. It's very 2001: A Space Odyssey. You know the Stargate sequences, and the cinematography is great, and like it's just like whoa. It's like for any of you pot smokers out there, I highly recommend watching this one high, because you'll feel it with this one. Next movie I would like to talk to you is Ridley Scott's Legend, the director's cut, starring Tom Cruise. It's about this boy and this princess who accidentally cause an eternal winter and accidentally bring forth the Lord of Darkness, played beautifully by Tim Curry, and is definitely one of my favorite fantasy films. It's just a great music. I love the sets. It makes it look like a fairy tale. I love. Funny enough, this is the one movie where Tom Cruise does not play a cocky guy. He actually is pretty sensitive, and this is just a great film full of fairies and goblins, and it also inspired The Legend of Zelda, if you can believe that. Yeah, alrighty. Next movie I'd like to talk to you today is Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. Well, we have Matthew McConaughey on the box here, and that's all right. It's about this ex-pilot, and he has to go through leave Earth behind to lead an expedition traveling to the galaxy to discover a new home because Earth is dying, and it has a lot of cool sequences. There's a lot of science stuff to it, so and it's all built on fact. Like they actually got scientists to help make this movie to make it as authentic as possible, and I think they did a really good job. I really like this movie, and I give it a watch. Next movie I have is a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine, Batman v Superman. I do like Zack Snyder's take, and Ben Affleck as Batman, and not Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill as Superman, and it's a really cool fight scene. And sometimes I quote it, sometimes like this: "Save Martha." Next movie I'd like to talk to you about is a little bit of a Mexican film. It's called Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, and it's about a woman who gets divorced by this man, and she goes on a quest to figure out why her lover left her, and it is really good. It's very funny. A very young Antonio Banderas is in it, and it's a very good movie, and I checked it out. Next film I'd like to talk to you today is Singing in the Rain, classic musical, and it has great sets, great costumes, great acting, great songs. I love the song "Singing in the Rain" and make them laugh, and it's just a fun little film. If you're ever feeling blue, I put on "Singing in the Rain," and it honestly cheers me right up because it's just such a fun film to watch, and it's just one of those take it easy films where you can really just enjoy the movie. Next movie I would like to show you is Django Unchained. Jamie Foxx is Django, and it plays is a bounty hunter who is on a mission to rescue his wife from a slave owner. It's a really good film. Lots of violence, lots of great acting, especially from Leonardo DiCaprio as the racist Calvin Candy, and it's a great movie, and it's very much inspired by Quentin Tarantino's favorite film genre, the spaghetti westerns, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and it's a good film. Next film I would like to talk to you today about is Straw Dogs, starring Dustin Hoffman. This movie is about a man and his wife who move to the wife's old village where he meets her boyfriend, and after things happen, um, the man decides to stand up and fight for what's right, and he does not know, and fight the people who are putting violence in his house and protecting his wife. And it is a really good film. Dustin Hoffman does a great job playing this weak man who just snaps and becomes this violent man who's just destined to protect his family. Another great film that I have in my collection is Akira. It is a great Japanese anime from the 1980s, and it's a really cool animation. Lots of cool scenes, and I love the bikes in this movie, and it's just a work of art. This movie is a work of art. Then I have Spider-Man No Way Home. If you want to see all the Spider-Man together, this one's for you, especially if you're a fan of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I highly recommend this movie because this movie is just everything that we love about Spider-Man and more. And, of course, we have Doctor Strange and all the villains you can handle, including my favorite Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin. Can the Spider-Man come out to play? Next movie I'd like to talk to you about is The Third Man. Very interesting mystery about this man who is summoned by his best friend, only to find out that his friend was killed in a car accident, and he's kind of trying to figure out what happened to his friend. Was it really an accident? And I gotta praise this film for its cinematography and its use of ukulele to freak you out. Next movie I'd like to talk to you today about is Smile. It's about the psychiatrist who's trying to figure out why so many people are dying, and why they smile before they die, and what is happening to them. It's an interesting movie, and it's right up there if you're in for a freaky film. Next movie I want to talk to you is Spider-Man Far From Home. Good sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming. Peter Parker goes on vacation, but then with help from Nick Fury and the new Mysterio, he has to fight all sorts of new villains. Good movie, fun Marvel film. Next movie I want to talk to you about is The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, one of the first films directed by Dario Argento from Italy, and it's a modern-day Jack the Ripper film, and it's really bloody, and I certainly do enjoy it. Next movie I want to talk to you about is The Battle of Algiers. This movie is all taking place is it recreates the key years in the Algerian struggle for independence, and it's kind of makes it look like a documentary. So what you're seeing might be real, but it's all acted, and it's a good film about war and fighting for the cause, and it is a very beautiful film of the 1960s. Next film I want to talk to you about is the Chinese film In the Mood for Love. This movie is about this woman and this man who realize that both of their spouses are having an affair, so they decide to have an affair of their own, but they don't do anything very romantic, so they don't stoop to their level, but the man starts falling in love with the girl, but it ends in heartbreak. Beautiful film, beautiful cinematography. I love the music in this film. It's very good. Here comes a famous film I want to show you. This one is called The Hidden Fortress. And what's interesting about this film is it it's about these two bumbling fools who um, are tasked to saving a princess and from an evil warlord. And I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you that this movie was a huge inspiration on George Lucas when he created the first Star Wars. And in fact, there's a lot of key points from Star Wars that started from this very movie. It's a very good watch. I love the two bumbling fools. They're very funny, and they totally look like C-3PO and R2-D2. Moving on, I have a very cool sci-fi film called Arrival. It's about Amy Adams, and she is a doctor who is trying to help the scientists figure out what the aliens are saying using ink dots. And it's a very interesting film, very futuristic, and it's pretty good. Then I have John Wick 3, Parabellum. Very fun John Wick movie. Lots of action, horseback riding, a lot of kills, and just takes John Wick to different places like Egypt, and it's a very good film. And my last two films that I'm going to show for this video is Gremlins and Gremlins 2, both films directed by Joe Dante, about my favorite little gremlin Gizmo accidentally getting wet and then eating food after midnight, causing all sorts of havoc. It is two very funny films, and I highly recommend. It's like a live-action Looney Tune cartoon, and I highly enjoy it. And finally, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite films from Japan, Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. About a little girl who goes to a house full of spirits and must save her parents and remember who she is. It is a great film by Hayao Miyazaki, full of excellent moments of animation, and it is a beautiful film. Well, that's part one of my movie collection. I hope to show you more soon. Have a good day, everyone.